What's up, YouTube? What's up, NFL fans? It's iLivetowin, back again with Billy B.
How you doing?
Last week we disagreed on every single game.
That we did.
And we went 2-2. Goes to show you, the best of the best pick the games, and you don't agree, I mean, you're going to even out.
It's a wild week.
That's right. Let's get right into it this week, and we'll start off with game number 1. I'm going to start off with game number 1 here. The New Orleans Saints are minus 3.5. They travel to San Francisco to take on the 49ers. Now, Alex Smith has 17 touchdowns this year to only 5 interceptions. He gets it. He's not going to turn the ball over. He's got a solid defense. Rex Grossman, when he was on the Bears, he didn't get it. He threw a bunch of turnovers and cost the team games, and really that's why they never won at all with Rex Grossman, because he's a turnover machine. Alex Smith gets it. He protects the ball, and he's actually pretty mobile too. The defense only gave up 14.3 points per game this year. That's pretty solid. I'm not sure if it's number 1, but I'm pretty sure it's up there in top 3 at least. And finally, San Francisco was 7-1 at home this year, while the Saints were 5-3 while on the road. Therefore, my pick is the San Francisco 49ers plus 3.5, and I think they could also win the game outright.
All right. The Saints, they are 0-4 in road playoff games. The big question mark with them is, can they go on the road away from the Superdome and be dominant on offense? I think if the Saints can get to 28 points in the game here, they will win. If they need to get out to an early lead, make Alex Smith and the Niners offense be one-dimensional and create the turnovers and make Alex Smith be able to throw the ball. They need to, the Niners, they need to be able to run the ball with Frank Gore, who's a very good back, and to be able to use the play action, and Alex Smith be able to throw the ball to his young receivers and be able to get some points on the board. They cannot settle for field goals in this game. They have to be able to score touchdowns. They have to rely on their defense to give them momentum. This is the 49ers. And their defense, the 49ers, has only allowed 10 total points in their last 3 home games. That is very good. They must create pressure with their front 7. This is probably their best front 7 in all of football, the 49ers have. They cannot get behind early, the 49ers. And Coach Harbaugh will have this team ready to play because they are the underdogs again at home. And they probably feel very disrespected by that because they are the number 2 seed in the NFC, as you can see, and that is pretty disrespectful if you ask me. It probably, from what I heard, is probably the only underdog at home in a long time in a divisional game. And a trend that I saw earlier is a team that scored 40 plus in the playoffs are 3-18 against the spread the following week since 1996. And so the Saints scored 40 points last week against the Lions. And so 3-18 against the spread the following week. So with that stat, I am also going to go with the 49ers plus 3.5. I think the Saints will probably win this game by 2 points. So even the 49ers might be able to squeak out a victory here. But I think the Saints will win by a slim margin here. So I'm going to take the 49ers. Take them. All right, for game 2. Puts you up with the Denver T-Bows, the Denver Broncos, going against the New England Patriots. The Denver Broncos are plus 13.5 against the New England Patriots, who are minus 13.5. Like I said last week, the Denver Broncos are going to need to prove they can pass the ball to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. And what did they do? Threw for 316 yards, and they pulled the miracle. So they go on to New England, and they're getting a little bit disrespected here with a huge line. They were only plus, I think, 6 in the game against New England earlier in the year, and they gave them a game up until the second quarter where they fumbled a bunch of times in the second quarter, and that's when the game got out of hand. They did run the ball for over 200 yards in that game, so I think if they can do that again, keep Brady off the field, they can keep this game close. I don't think they're going to be able to pull this one out like they did against the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I do think they will be able to cover the spread. A couple stats I found out in this game. Brady is 15-22 against the spread as a home favorite of -9 or more. He's 6-16 against the spread in such contests since November of 2007. Another trend going against New England is teams on a winning streak or 5 or more entering the playoffs are 1-7 against the spread as home favorites off the bye since 2002. And all of them trends are going against Pittsburgh or the Patriots' favor. So I am going to take the Denver Broncos plus 13.5. I think that spread's a little too high. I think the Patriots are going to win the game, but I think Denver will cover the spread. I think they'll be able to run the ball. They will be able to throw their passing game in there with Demaryius Thomas proving that he can be a legit threat and get open. And I think the Broncos will be able to score points and keep the game close. So take the Denver Broncos plus 13.5. Take them.
And this game for me is a tough one because mainly I've talked about this all year. You've seen me take a couple games like this where if you guys have followed us, this line doesn't make any sense to me. This is really high, minus 13.5. I mean, they're just coming off a win against Pittsburgh. They had the #1 ranked defense. They said Tebow couldn't throw the ball, and then all of a sudden he just lights them up last week, the #1 ranked passing defense in the league. I mean, you know, and of course they had some injuries, but saving that, I mean, he still threw the ball pretty well, ran the ball effectively. He scored that nice touchdown run. He powered it through. I mean, it's a really tough line, minus 13.5. It just, I think, how could they make that line that high? I mean, you would think that the Broncos would be able to pull out plus 13.5. But because it's one of them lines that initially grabbed me as it just doesn't make any sense, because initially I said, wow, I love Denver plus 13.5 here. Because it grabbed me as one of them lines that just doesn't make sense, I'm going to take the Patriots minus 13.5 here, simply based on that fact alone, because really, anytime a line doesn't make sense to me like that and it just jumps at me and I say, wow, that looks delicious, it usually proves to be bad if you decide to go with your gut feeling on that. Usually Vegas is correct. So I'm going to take the Patriots here, minus 13.5. So, game number 3 has the Houston Texans going in to face the Baltimore Ravens, who are minus 9. Now, Baltimore was 8-0 at home this year, while Houston was 5-3 on the road. Houston ended the season on a 3-game losing streak, losing to Tennessee, Indianapolis, and Carolina before beating Cincinnati Wild Card Weekend. Baltimore ended the season winning 6 of their last 7 games. The defense will be ready for Yates, and they're going to cause him to make some turnovers. This Baltimore defense is going to come ready. I mean, they had the extra week to prepare for him. He's a rookie. He's banged up a little bit. I'm just not quite sure that, you know, he's going to be able to get it done against this Ravens defense. I'm not a believer in Joe Flacco, but I do think this Ravens defense is going to come out ready to play, and I do not think that the Houston Texans are going to be able to do very much on offense. And I think that the Ravens offense should score 2 to 3 TDs, somewhere around there, and I think they will cover minus 9.
All right, so this game is going to be a little bit different than the last time these two teams met. Andre Johnson will be playing this game. He obviously didn't play the last time, and Matt Schaub is out. And TJ Yates will be playing. He didn't play the first time. This is going to be a hostile environment for TJ Yates. He played at home his first playoff match. He's going to be playing in hostile territory. This is going to be Joe Flacco's first home playoff game in his career. He's been on the road every single game he's played in the playoffs. Baltimore has won 15 of 16 home games in the past 2 seasons. They've played 7 playoff games all on the road since 2008. Since 2008, like I said. And the Ravens are second against the rush in the NFL this year, and they held Foster to 49 yards rushing the first time they've played, and that was 3.3 yards per carry last time these two teams met, while Ray Rice ran for 101 yards. So this game's going to be about whoever can run the ball better. This game will probably be the most physical game of the divisional matchups. They both have great defenses. However, I think the Ravens will be able to get this done, minus 9. I don't think the Texans, since they probably won't be able to run the ball as effectively as the Ravens will be, I don't think the Texans have enough offense to put up enough points to be able to beat the Ravens. I think Ray Rice will have a pretty good game, and the Ravens will win by 10 or more, so I'm going to take the Ravens, minus 9, and they will be going to the AFC Championship, so take them. Alright, Game 4 has the New York Giants going to Green Bay Packers. The Giants are plus 8, and the Green Bay Packers are minus 8. The Giants are a different team than the last time they saw the Packers. They're a more confident team on defense, and they're a more confident team running the football, which is the 2 biggest factors in beating the Green Bay Packers. Greg Jennings should be back for the Packers, which is a big boost to Aaron Rodgers in the pack. This game should be very high scoring, as the Packers have the worst defense in the NFL. They gave up 520 passing yards to Stafford in Week 17, so Eli and the Giants should have no problem passing the football. The key to New York is to get enough stops to outscore Green Bay. The Giants have a great front four in Tuck, OC, and JPP. They're talking a lot of smack in the media, so I think the spread's a little high, plus 8. I do think the Packers will win this game. I think it's going to be just like last game, 34-31. but the Giants will be able to cover the spread +8. But Packers will win and move on to the NFC Championship. But I will be taking the Giants +8, so take them.
And I think this line is pretty high as well, considering they played to a 3-point game. I think it was 38-35 last game they played. The Giants played them to 3 points then, and the Giants are a better team right now because they're playing with more confidence, like Billy B said. I think the front line of the Giants can disrupt Aaron Rodgers. I think if there's a team in the NFC to beat them, I think this Giants team could very well be it. They're playing amazing right now. The last 3 games, wins against the Jets, the Cowboys, and the Falcons. The Giants defense is giving up 10 points per game. That's pretty incredible right there. New York is averaging 294 passing yards per game, while the Green Bay's defense has given up 299 passing yards per game. That's a lot. And again, like Billy B said, Stafford torched them for 520 yards at the end of the season. I think the Giants can actually pull up this upset and get the victory. We're not giving you straight picks, so I wouldn't say that that's a sure thing, but I do think that the Giants can get it done. Of all the games, I like the Giants to win as an upset special above all other games. And maybe the Niners too, but I love the Giants here +8. I don't think the Packers are going to blow them out by any means because this Giants team is just too good for that. I told you last week that teams are going to start to focus on Victor Cruz, and that should open things up for Hakeem Nicks, and we saw what he did for the Giants. 2 touchdowns there. Big day, over 100 yards. I think the streak continues this week, and they're going to have a tough time. Do you stop Cruz? Do you stop Nicks? Who do you stop in that Giants offense there? They're on fire. Take the Giants +8. All right, so last week, me and Billy B disagreed on every single game. This week, we agree on 3 out of 4. So let's recap. I like the 49ers +3.5, the Patriots -13.5, the Ravens -9, and the New York Giants +8.
And I like the 49ers +3.5, the Broncos +13.5, the Ravens -9, and the Giants +8. So, good luck to you all. And as always, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave your comments below, let us know what we're doing, let us know what you're doing, and as always, see you next week.